Hey y'all, it's Renegayde, and it's time to spill some more Reali-Tea as our summer of Big Brother is about to begin. This season, we'll be covering all of the blindsides, betrayals, and backstabbing of the 26th season. So crazy to say 26 seasons of Big Brother, by the way. And to start us off tonight, we will be doing our draft live for y'all. Well, I guess recorded live for y'all, as we give our task assessment on the new season of this batch of house guests here. And let me start off by welcoming everybody on our draft team to the cast here. Let's start off by welcoming the one and only most regular co-caster that y'all know from Survivor to Big Brother to the Mole. You know, he always has something to say. It is QuackkrJack. Jack, how hyped are you tonight for the season of Big Brother? He's starting in less than 24 hours at this point.
I'm super excited because Big Brother was like something I always watched growing up, and I love the shadiness. I love the idea of living in a house and like lazing around for like 3 months or something like that. Like that is like the dream goal for me. Like I would love to be paid and like watched just to be like the queen bee if I could. I know that like that rarely happens for the people who want that, and it's like also possible that you get one of the worst edits possible because you suck or you have nothing to do because you get sent home or first, but I would hope I wouldn't be that person.
Let's hope we're all the hero, Taylor Hale, in our own stories here. I can only hope that for us here, Jack. Let's also welcome from our Mole and Survivor podcast, one only Doug Dimmadab. Doug, you've also been pretty lucky in our drafts here. Um, what is that going to take to apply what takes a good draft pick in Survivor to Big Brother here tonight?
I think just being able to tell by looking at someone how they're gonna do and trusting my gut at the end of the day. That's what's helped me be able to pick Carla and Jam Jam, all who went to the finale.
Let's see if we have another Jam Jam in store for us this year here, Doug. Let's also welcome back from our Survivor podcast, the one and only Kalolaina. Calo, are you ready for your
Hey,
first live watch of Big Brother in
I
like
am.
years,
I'm
right?
so excited. Yes, yeah, because my mom and dad watch all these reality shows. My mom loves Big Brother. I never really got into it except for last year. I think it was last year by now. We did a full watch through of Dan's season, Dan and Janine's season. And we were hooked. Like we literally were sitting there watching during the day. We would be like, "Hey, are you busy? Let's watch." And so I'm excited to see this season and how it goes and be doing this draft.
Yes, yes, I'm so excited. Drafting is the best part because we always love judging people when we know nothing about them. Uh, Finally, I would say our king of doing judging people with knowing nothing about them. Our back-to-back winner, although I'll put that in parentheses because we're still not counting the traders as one of our official draft picks here. But let's welcome back our last winner of the draft, Painless. Painless, tell us what is your strategy to secure yet another draft victory this season?
To choose the hottest girl in this cast. That's
So
my
in
strategy
short,
as always. It should have been like triple wins because I won on traders too. But
we're not counting
oh
traders.
well.
Trishelle does not
Okay.
count. Sorry, she don't exist here.
I
CT1 traders.
I won as well. Okay,
You
but
know what?
that's my strategy is to pick the hottest one. Yeah, and win
Mm,
again.
okay. So now we know. Now we know what to do here. Everybody, take the women. We're gonna force Painless to have an all-male draft team this season.
Damn. Legit when I come back here. This will
Alrighty,
be
y'all. Well, let's explain the rules for our draft because things are a little weird considering there's obviously five of us and 17 house guests. So between the five of us here, we'll be randomly choosing the order and we'll be doing a snake draft. So whoever gets selected first in the first opening round will also be choosing last in the final two rounds. So if you choose last in the first round, you'll actually be going first in the last two rounds. So just to make things even there. Now, obviously, at that point, we'll be selecting one of the 16 house guests to join our team, and we'll say a quick blurb about our thoughts on them, and then the rest of us will then decide to judge their opinion on whether or not we thought they made a good choice or not. We love to judge here, so that's what we'll be doing. Now, to add a little drama as well here too, because we know going out in the media, there has been a lot of word here of a possible 17th house guest. So, if you would like to give up one of your draft picks on one of these known entities for a possible unknown, you're more than welcome to choose that 17th house guest. And you'll get whoever randomly pops in here, if anybody randomly pops in here. So, we'll see what kind of risk that happens here, what that changes to the draft here, and if Painless is able to do it again. Hopefully not, y'all. We're all working against him. We see who the threat is. We need to get him out now, okay? Okay. Now, anyway. Now, this also means that there will be two house guests left over, and those two will be part of our trade pool that if we want after the premiere, since there'll be a two-part premiere on Thursday, um, we'll have the ability to make a swap to somebody on our team if we so choose. Because let's be real here, there is not much to go on off these people here at this moment. We have like a photo, their age, their occupation, a location, and some pretty generic casting videos, so I don't know if I have that much insight to their game other than just kind of personal feelings and vibes. So that's the fun of it all. Let's make very bad decisions that we'll probably regret in a couple of days. Story of my life. Anyway, y'all, you ready to get to the draft?
Yeah.
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 I'm
Wow.
not sounding too hyped,
Yeah.
y'all. Alright, y'all. So, in order to
I'm
start us off
excited.
here, we need to select our order. So, we'll be randomizing our names here. Whoever is first on the list, obviously, they will be first pick. Whoever is last, they will be last for this round, but remember, they will get first pick in the final two rounds. So, starting us off here, officially on our list will be Shock upon Shocks, Doug. It's first pick
Wow.
again for the 80th draft
No.
in a row.
That boy
Wow.
not playing. Doug is not playing.
No, no,
He's
no.
not
Ooh.
playing.
Painless will get
I
second pick.
swear, Doug.
Jack will get third.
I
I will
swear.
take fourth. And Callow, you will get last, but you will get the last pick. Or the first pick going into the next round. So eh.
I got second
Okay.
pick. I'm
We
okay with that.
as we
I'm
like to
okay
say,
with
Doug
that.
always gets first pick. And that will happen here again.
Great.
So Doug, feel free whenever you are ready, good sir. Let us know which of the 16 or possible 17 house guests you are choosing to draft to your team first.
I think I'm gonna choose T-Core as my first pick.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Oh,
So
yes, Doug.
T-Core.
Ever
Why are you
ever
picking
since
T-Core
I
here?
ever since I saw her like start back at the
Yeah, why'd you pick T-Core?
I picked T-Core because when I first saw the cast photo, she kind of stuck out to me, and I liked how her vibe was. So
Okay, okay. I feel that. Let's talk about T-Core here then and see if we think Doug made a good selection here. T-Core, she's 23 years old. She has a crochet business and she's from Atlanta, Georgia. Some of the things that I kind of got from her is she was initially born in Chicago. I guess she moved to London pretty early on in her life. She's very proud of her lesbian moms, which I'm sure that's where the crochet business comes from there. She also has a sociology degree and I think one of her coolest traits is her Southern London accent. It's very unique. I think she's gonna be somebody that will probably be a fan favorite. I do like her. I just have a question as whether or not she's gonna do, like good job at fitting in, not necessarily because of her, but just because the kind of people that they put on this show, they do judge people for like any reason. And I feel like you do have an accent that kind of puts you apart at some point. So, um, a little worried for her early on, but I also think she probably has the social skills to fit in very early. So, I don't think that's a bad choice for your first choice here, Doug. Anybody else have any thoughts here on T-Core?
Well, okay. So she's kind of young, right? She's 23. I think that she seems really intelligent, though. I'm really hoping she has some good street smarts based on her strategy that she was talking about. Like being superly overly positive and maybe like faking it a little bit till like she gets her ends and stuff and makes herself seem like less of a threat. I really love that strategy. Um, I think it'll be interesting to see if she can get into a major group. But anything is possible. I know a lot of the cast kind of has an idea of who they want to align with, and she's not exactly the first person on anyone's list based on what they had said. So I'm not sure how it'll go, but you never know because she could make some random alliances with people. She could be on the young crowd. We could get another like older versus young group going on again, like past seasons. The other thing I have to say, I was like, oh, I don't like her crochet clothing though. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but like I wasn't feeling the look. But I'm not a big fan of crochet stuff for clothing. Anything else is fine.
I mean, give her a chance. Give her a chance. She makes her own clothes. She's totally Roxy Andrews here, Jack.
Yeah, I
um,
actually, when she said she crocheted, I was like, oh, okay. And I like her shirt in her cast photo.
she's cute.
Oh.
She's cute. Painless. We just have to ask. Would she be in your top three?
Um, Not really.
Oh, oop, oop.
You would.
Okay, T-Core ain't a baddie. We got it. We got it. All right. Well, does not have the baddie approval from Painless, but T-Core officially starts us off our draft as our number one pick. So we'll see how well she holds up here when she enters the house tomorrow or maybe Thursday here. So best of luck to you there, Doug, for your number one pick. We'll see you on now pick number 10. Painless, you get the next shot here. What
Yes,
is your official draft pick
I already have
going
it.
on here?
I'm
Who is
like,
the winner? Tell
like
us the winner right now.
the winner will be Mackenzie.
Oop, oop, oop. Not
Ooh.
Mackenzie
Yeah,
with the worst spelling of the name of all time.
yeah, I know. She's a baddie.
One of them. One of them. I have to say that it could be worse technically, but it's still awful.
It's so
Yeah,
bad, but Mackenzie looks cute though. I kind of get why Painless,
she
but
looks
explain a little bit more. Why is Mackenzie the ultimate baddie of Big Brother 26?
just by looking at her. You know, she had dimples, her hair, a great smile. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it.
I mean, I will say she is giving me a little bit of kind of as we just watched the mole here. She's giving me a little Hannah vibes, honestly. She's a little bit younger. She's 22. But I think the thing that kind of sticks out to me about her is she does work in a very male-dominated area in, construction project management, which is very like obviously again she's a very young woman working in this field, so that's kind of crazy. So I do think if anybody kind of has what it takes to be, the young woman that's kind of popping out at the end as a big threat. I, I I hate to say it, Mackenzie was kind of on my list here too. So I think you probably have a very good choice here, Painless, even though I hate to say it. Anybody else have any words about Miss Mackenzie?
The baddie of this whole cat.
So, I said it earlier, but I'll reemphasize it. Unacceptable spelling of the name Mackenzie. I'm so sorry that you were given that name spelled that way. But on top of that, I really enjoy her um, being a construction project manager because I want to support any woman in a male dominated field, especially because, like, that is not easy. Now, she's from the South. I'm not so sure what her background is just yet because I haven't watched a lot of videos on all of them yet. Um, but I got a sense of that, like, maybe she's not fully aware of the way she comes off always. She was very talkative. I like that about her. She seemed like she's got some good confidence on her side. That's great. As long as no one ends up getting, like, too, I guess, annoyed with someone who's talkative. I'm a chatty bitch myself, so I would hope that she can learn to dial it back when need be, because some people are really bland and boring and cannot handle people who have a personality. I'm not sure what Mackenzie's personality is just yet, but she could be someone to worry about in the future. Now, I do kind of see her as a possibility getting with some of the others in the house in a possible relationship because we've seen, especially the younger people, getting into these showmances. So a little worried for that for her, but sometimes it works out for people.
You never know. You never know. Callow, Doug, do you have any thoughts on our apparently our next winner pick, Miss Mackenzie?
Too surprised about Painless picking her. She was like, I knew that she was gonna be Painless's top three. I knew it was
Same.
either her or Leah were gonna be. I felt like was gonna be his first pick, and
I
makes
thought
sense.
Yeah.
so too. And I also thought another like contender might have been Brooklyn, just because she kind of looks like his favorite singing artist, the celebrity crush, Nadi Natasha. So
That was my
I
top three.
I
Those
also
three.
we
I
knew
was
it.
also gonna
We
say
called it.
Brooklyn.
Now we know who else to
So
pick for the next round. Okay, got you. Watching Miss Brooklyn. All right.
so Kala, you're gonna pick Leah and Brooklyn, right?
We'll see.
Not the strategizing on the cast. Well, you gotta wait a couple more turns here, because Jack will be giving you your pick next. Who will be giving the first spot on Team Jack this year?
Okay, so you know I had to go with one of my girls. You knew I had to pick someone I thought I could kiki with, someone who might be kind of fun. I'm not really sure about everything about her, but like Rubina is definitely my number one draft pick.
Ew.
Damn it!
Okay,
Good
damn,
choice. Good
that's.
choice.
I don't know
How
why
What?
Callow
Ew.
immediately was
How
like,
dare you, Jack? How dare
how
you?
dare you?
"What is wrong with Rubina?"
Nothing. I wanted her. I wanted
Same.
Oh,
representation. She's Filipina American like me. Now you had to go and take her. How dare?
well, sorry. If it makes you feel any better, I'm not necessarily sure about how she's gonna do. I just liked her energy and vibe she gave off from the few things I've seen about her. I feel like I could just kiki with her. She might be a little petty. She might be kind of weird. She might be super sweet and kind. She could be. She could either be like extremely intelligent or maybe a little ditzy. It didn't really matter. I was like, I just kind of loved her energy. I could see a good character development. I could see like she really wants to play that big sis energy, and I think that could work out well, or could make her one of the first people to go home if they see that as a threat, or just see her as more of a floater. I don't know how it'll go, but I wanted to support her. I was like, this is the girl that I think I wanted for sure.
Immediately upon just the cast, I think the very first cast video I saw, I think Rubina had the energy that I think attracted to me the most. She definitely seems the most likable out of the cast, and that makes me worried for her because I feel like whenever I really like a woman on this cast, they always go early. So I'm just like, I hope the best for her. I see a lot of potential in her going far. I hope that the game kind of ends up going in a way where she's not kind of singled out for, being slightly older or, anything other reasons that, that they target house guests, in the past, things like that. uh, Doug, Painless, any thoughts on Rubina here?
Yeah, I thought that I wanted her as my second pick. I thought she was gonna do well. I was thinking about either her or Tikor as my first pick. So Jack has, I think, a good one.
I agree. I really, really hope Rubina does well here. So, best of luck to you, Jack, because you have probably one of my favorite picks here. I guess I will go next, and
Oh.
I'm debating if I'm gonna pick somebody just because I feel like y'all are gonna pick them first, or because or go for the person that I think's really gonna win, that I don't think y'all are gonna pick. Especially with Callow going next. I think I have a good odds of her probably not picking the person that I want to pick, but she'll probably pick one of the other people I kind of want to pick. So um, I'm think I'm gonna go for the person that I think will let me. I'll leave the other person here. I'm gonna pick the other person. I think for my first pick, I'm gonna go with Chemo, the 35-year-old mattress sales rep from Hilo, Hawaii. And he also, much like Ruby, he gave me such good energy, just such good energy. I think they're actually very similar ages. They give me like this energy that I feel like they will be. I don't know if they're gonna work together or not, but I feel like they might work together. So, I really like both of them. He just seems just very excited to be there. He says that he's gonna try to hide behind his emotional personality, but he is a huge fan, and he has been applied many times because he's watched since he was a kid. So, I think he knows the game. I think he's gonna do well, and I do think he has what it takes to kind of drive with all personalities in the house. So, you know what? I'm gonna take Chemo. Chemo's mine. Sorry, Callow.
Mm-mm-mm.
Were you thinking about Chemo?
I finally, yes, him and Rubina were on my top two for sure. And I'm like, wow, I finally feel represented. And I was so excited. And wow, just wow. But I'm very excited. Congratulations to you and Jack. So I'm excited to see how they do, though.
Jack, I know you have words about Chemo.
Yeah, with chemo, I was one of the first things I put down was like, this is the most sus job I've ever heard in my life. I was like, who is a mattress sales rep? Like, I've never heard of like, I get it. We all use mattresses. We all need mattresses. Blah blah blah. But
Orthopedic.
I'm just saying that I was like, this is such a sus job to me. I was like, but I bet he gets paid pretty good money. Um, I was kind of shook that though, and I said maybe he works remote because I was like, not to be rude, but based on where he says he's from, I was like, I don't think population wise like that's like a huge place booming for mattresses, but like maybe I'm wrong. I just didn't think that at the same time. Um, the only thing that I was kind of like, is it good? Is it bad? Like I liked her personality. I want her to do well. I don't think she's gonna win. Like, I just don't see it in the cards for our girl Chemo, but like
Why do you keep
hoping
calling
for
Chemo
him.
she?
Oh, because I refer to everyone as she.
That's
That's just like a normal thing I do. Like everyone. Like when we get to people who have to pick like Cedric and stuff, I'll be like, oh yeah, she is not for me. Don't worry, I'll do it. I keep it consistent. I'm just
I
saying
was
that
gonna
like
say.
Chemo was
Well, I
definitely up
wasn't
there in
sure.
probably my
Was
top
Chemo?
five.
I was trying to figure out if Chemo was giving me energy or not. Was he on our team?
Yeah, Chemo's gay. They
Okay,
were
then
like,
there
yeah,
you
I'm
go. That
queer.
makes sense then. Okay,
Yeah, but like
call her all you want, girl. Continue.
well, my point is that like I like Chemo. They're probably my top five list. So like, kind of sad that they're taken, but like also definitely a good choice in my opinion.
Yes. Doug, Painless, any thoughts on Chemo?
I'm again mad
Um,
because chemo was my number three.
Ugh.
So there
he was
goes.
not in my top three. So I don't know what to say.
Oh no, Chemo isn't a baddie. What?
He's not a
No.
baddie.
Well, we
Oh.
already got told that it was Mackenzie, Leah, and Brooklyn are the baddies.
That's true. Well, we have time to get him on our way back, so I'm not worried. Okay. Well, you know what? I think Chemo's gonna be baddie. I ain't worried about it. That's why Chemo will be my number one pick. So, no, Callow, floor is yours here. You'll go ahead and
Dun,
you get
dun.
two picks back to back here. So go ahead and let us
Yes.
know who will be the first pick on your team.
My first one on my team is going to be Chelsea.
And why Miss Chelsea?
So I didn't watch any of the videos, but from my initial look through, like right before the official cast was released and then when it was confirmed, she was one of the ones when I just looked, I was like, oh, I'm kind of drawn to her. I feel like she's going to be a good person to kind of be in the middle of everyone, like whether it's a different age ranges, the guys and the girls, all of that stuff. I just feel like she's a good person in the middle, but I also feel like she would be a good competitor in the challenges. And so that's the vibe that I got from just looking at her.
Chelsea. Let's talk about Chelsea here. She is the 27-year-old nonprofit director from Rancho Cucamonga, California. And initially, I really like Chelsea, but if I could be honest, if we're gonna say any of these girls give me like baddie energy, why do I feel like it's Chelsea? Why do I feel like she's gonna be the girl that just kind of like stirs the pot and just she gives me just this energy that she's just gonna be just I don't know, like, she looks cute, but I don't know. There's something behind those eyes that I just don't trust. She's also I don't know if she's, I can't remember if she said if she was a super fan or not. I think she said she was a fan, but then I think I remember somewhere else that said that she wasn't. I don't know. Um, but I don't know if I get fan energy from her, but I wanna see Chelsea do well, but we'll see here. Painless, is Chelsea one of the baddies?
Alright, let me see a good picture.
Pull that cast list up. Let me know. Is Chelsea a baddie? Need to know.
She looks like a baddie. She could be one.
Okay. Okay. You got the
Yeah.
possible approval.
Yeah. But let's see how she is and Big Brother. Her attitude.
We'll see. We'll see. Any other thoughts on Miss Chelsea here, Jack? I know you got something to say.
Yeah, I got something to say. So I just know that she can be shisty. Like I feel it. Like I don't. Okay, let's keep it like together. I don't trust most people, right? Like I have my trust issues, and I just don't trust people that easily. But I don't trust nonprofit employees, specifically the higher up ones, because I'm always like, there's some susness going on, and giving the name director makes me think she's like a much higher up position in the company. So I'm like, I don't know. Like if you know, you know. If you've ever worked for or known people who work for a nonprofit, you might know. But she definitely looks like she knows how to party. She's probably kind of cool on the outside, but like she said she's a super fan, but she's gonna lay low and only win when she needs to. I'm very much doubting that. I don't see that as like a possibility for her. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe people will like completely underestimate her, but she doesn't seem like the girl that really knows how to like turn it off. Like she might accidentally do too well in the challenges, or she could be the girl that like is clearly going to be a threat and people just see her as possibly like scheming from the back. So like she was kind of on my list. She was like third place, I think. Um but I'm not sure how it's gonna go for her. But she's a super fan, so maybe she can actually stay undercover.
Okay, so she is a super fan. That changes my opinion a little bit here. Maybe she'll be messy, but like the right kind of messy here. Doug, any last thoughts here on Miss Chelsea?
I think she's gonna. I'm excited to see some messy. I haven't really been able to see too much except for baddies, so it'll be fun. Hopefully, she brings some good mess.
We need to not just paint your mind with the baddies here. We've
Yeah,
gone too far.
she's just gonna
Alrighty.
walk in to someone and just start fighting.
It's on site, Julie. It's on site. No, no. Let's give her a week before that happens there. Alrighty. Well, Callow, let us know who your second member of Team Callow will be joining Miss Chelsea here.
Yeah. So who's going to join Miss Chelsea is going to be who I feel kind of the same way, but is in the male equivalent of how I feel about Chelsea, like somebody that will kind of be in the middle and of everyone and kind of be able to, you know, go back and forth and mix and meld with everybody pretty well, but also be a strong competitor. And I'm going to go with Cam.
I was hoping you were gonna say Cam because I was a little worried that you were gonna allude to the other person I was gonna pick, but you didn't. Okay, thank you. Why
There is
why
one person I
Cam?
did think. Well, so the same thing with Chelsea. Like I think that both of them are going to be strong competitors, but they also just look like they will be able to get along in the different groups. Like whether you're, it's the guys, girls, whether it's the older, younger, in the different professions. I just feel like they would be able to mix and get along with a lot of people while also still being a strong competitor. The person that is in the back of my mind that I was also kind of like, Cam and this other person, I feel kind of the same way, but I also feel like their face could also get annoying real quick and would get them on the chopping block real soon. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna go with Cam.
Well, I can't wait to see whose face is that'll get there on the chopping block real soon here. Um, yeah, I mean, Cam, I think was one of the people that I was initially drawn to here too. He's a 25-year-old physical therapist from Bowie, Maryland. I think he also does a lot of, he might have some social media stuff going on as well too. I think he plays sports, so he's a pretty fit guy. He believes his strategy is to just win challenges and make friends, which I mean, I guess that's kind of right for the most part. You also have to know when to cut those friendships off. So that is part of the game here. And he does say that he wants to make an alliance kind of with older people. He wants to work with people. He said specifically parents, because he thinks they're good at manipulation because they have kids. I'm not sure if I see the equivalent there, but if if Cam wants to work with the older people, go for it. I think a lot of these younger people might want to work with the older crowd just because I think that they kind of want to have like maybe that goat that they could kind of drag to the end here in a lot of ways, but I don't know if a lot of these older people will. I don't know if they're that goaty, but we'll see. We'll see how things turn out for Cam. Does anybody have any thoughts on Cam here? Because I don't think he's a bad fit.
I
Well,
think he'll.
okay, Duck,
You,
you go.
okay, I think Cam will probably do good in the challenges since he does play sports and is fit like that. So, and if there's any indication from last season, which a lot of them were, I believe, physical challenges. I want to say if there's a lot of them, he'll probably do really well in them. So it seems like a good pick.
Well, okay, so I always got an opinion. He's gonna, I think he's gonna really stand out as one of the biggest physical threats here. So that's what makes me not think that he's gonna end up being a win because I think anyone's smart enough to know that like nearing the end of the game, the speed that he will be able to complete some of the tasks to get to some of the puzzle pieces or do the things he needs to do, like whether or not he's good at puzzles, like the advantage that he will have in how fast he can do it is just going to be something you don't want to deal with later in the game. Cam makes me nervous because he gives me kind of like in the middle kind of energy, like trying to be a good guy, but probably more kind of douchey a little bit. Like, I don't know. There's something about him that I don't resonate towards, but then again, like I don't really resonate towards many people in general. Like I said, the trust issues. He said he's good at making friends. He wants to be a big alliance with old people, and then a relationship, like a showmance. It doesn't always work well for people, and I just feel like he's the kind of person that's going to come off too strong early on. Like he can try to play it down, but I don't see it going well for him. I also was just not feeling him that much. So, I mean, glad that someone else took it so I don't have to.
I don't think Cam's that bad of a pick. He's kind of giving me Jared energy from last season, except I feel like maybe what I was expecting Jared to actually be instead of what Jared kind of turned out to be. So,
Girl,
I
Jared
mean,
energy is so disrespectful. That is so rude to put on Cam.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like I think there's an upside to Cam here that we need to give him the benefit of the doubt first until he does something absolutely terrible. So I see your thoughts here, Callow. Cam was on my list here too, but he wasn't the number one on my list here. And thankfully now I get my number two and my number one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and snag my other one while they're here. I'm gonna take Tucker, the 30-year-old marketing sales executive from Brooklyn, New York. If anybody sleazy is going to win this season, and Big Brother is known for its sleazy ass winners, it's gonna be Tucker. And I'm gonna just go ahead and take him right away because I'm here to win. I'm not gonna pick the people I like. I'm gonna pick the people that are going to win Big Brother because I never liked the winners of Big Brother. So, um, Z Tucker, he does come off kind of like if I was to kind of really, he gives me Jim Carrey vibes. I don't know why. Like he's just very animated in his facial expressions. He seems very charismatic. He seems kind of like a a car salesman in a lot of ways. Like I would not trust anything that he's selling me, but he seems like he has the charisma to kind of pull it off. And one thing here that was the reason kind of why I'm really leaning towards Tucker here is because he was coached by the one and only Cody, the winner of Big Brother All Stars, runner up of what Big Brother's 16. Let's not talk about traders though, but Cody knows Big Brother. I think Tucker is going to be pretty good at this game, so I have a good feeling he's going to be able to hide behind his goofy energy and his crazy eyes for a little bit, and he knows a lot about the game. He said specifically he wants to break the first in curse, which I don't know if you know about this, but the first player to ever walk into the Big Brother house each season has never won the game, and that's some I wouldn't say deep lore, but that's some lore that like fans know. So I do see Tucker being someone that's going to be a big threat in this game, and maybe not until people kind of realize it. So um, yeah, that's my thoughts there. I'm sticking to it. Any thoughts on Tucker, y'all?
I mean, I was not gonna pick Tucker unless I was like forced into it. Basically, I don't trust this man. He's sleazy. It's not okay. Like you're right about that used car salesman thing. You're right about that. Marketing sales exec didn't give me a good feeling. Said he wanted to be with like some of the older people. I don't trust him for a second. The charisma was not working on me when he compared himself to Jim Carrey in one of the interviews and stuff, and I was like, well, I'm not a big Jim or what was his name? Is that right, Jim Carrey?
He actually
Who
said
did
he
you
was at.
say?
That's who I think of him as. He gives me Jim
Yeah,
Carrey
he
vibes
said
personally,
he
you know.
was also Jim Carrey, and I was like, I'm not a big fan of Jim Carrey, so like, not gonna go if there for me. He thinks he's gonna be a great chef because he's Italian, and I was like, well, that's gonna suck when he finds out Lisa's a personal chef for celebrities. So, um, I don't know. He also called himself quirky, and I was like, oh, I'm so quirky and different, and that was my first thought. I don't trust this man. If he were to say a slur and get kicked off the show, like someone in the previous season, I wouldn't be surprised. This man is probably going to get into a showmance really easily because someone's gonna look at his goofy ass and be like, "Oh my god, he's so dreamy." Girl, couldn't be me. You won't catch me clowning like that. But you know what? It's possible. Not a pick for me. Glad you took it, so I don't have to.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I'll gladly have Tucker on my team. Anybody else want to
So
judge
I had,
Tucker too?
yeah, I had thought about Tucker at first. I was like, but what Jack just said, and knowing that Jack would judge me if I picked Tucker, that's why I was like, I'm gonna stay away from Tucker.
That's why I picked Tucker because I knew he was gonna judge, and I don't give a
To be
fuck.
fair, Jack judge everybody's picks.
Yes, I do. Rightfully so.
Doug, I need to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on Tucker?
He just reminds me of a young Jim Carrey, like Ace Ventura. Like that's what kind of reminds me of. So I think Sleazy might be good for this game. So seems like a good pick. And
Hmm.
definitely if it's of course I knew Jack was gonna very criticize him.
And the new.
There's like five people on this cast that Jack is just ready to just rip into, and I'm so excited. But you know
Yeah.
what? I'm glad I could take Tucker, so you won't have the winner of the season on your team, Jack. But who else of everyone left here would you like to make second member of your draft pick here, Jack?
Okay, so the second member of my draft pick here, I gotta stay with my ladies strong. I'm gonna pick Brooklyn. Um, I
Mm,
slightly trust her, but I think she might be crazy. And I kind of like that energy. I was like, she could be one of those girls that like gets off her meds and something crazy happens, like maybe she slashes your tires. And I was like, that's okay. She might be shady. We could probably kiki. We would definitely talk shit about people. I know that would be fun with her. But she, again, she might be a little crazy or something wild. She's from Georgia, lives in Dallas, business administrator. She's a mom now, so like she said that's really important to her, and she's tired of moms being represented like poorly on the show, and she's very much about trying to break this like stereotype about like how moms are, but like the first thing someone says is like when they're a mom, that's like start to become their whole personality sometimes. So I hope she doesn't do that. I hope she doesn't have like a Karen fit or anything. Like I'm really hoping, praying. But like, I'm gonna put my faith in Brooklyn. I'm hoping that she pulls through because she seems like she could kind of bridge the gap between some of the younger contestants and some of the older contestants.
okay,
So I'm
I could
hoping.
kind of see that. I kind of get that energy for her. I think that she actually said that was what her strategy was she wants to come in really quickly, win the first head of household, trying to create because a lot of times the first head of household will have the chance to create the power structure around them. A lot of times they'll fuck it up here too, and they end up going out week two. But a lot of the times they'll use it to their greatest success here. So she's smart enough to know that, even though she doesn't really subscribe her to being like a super fan. She says she's one step below that. So, um, I guess there's some what's self awareness there, I guess, to some degree. But I feel like some of the things that she was saying, like when she's like, I wanted to be the first like married mother to win it. Like, I mean, a mother has never won, so why do we need to like specify like that deeply? You know? I think like that things just there's like just a little red flags that just kind of stick out to me a little bit that maybe I don't know if she's 100% with it on like you said there. But who knows? Maybe that's the energy that she could get to the end here. It worked for some other people this year on Big Brother 12. So, maybe Brooklyn can harness her greatest energy here to move herself forward and be the first mom to ever win here. Um, Callow, Painless,
Yeah.
Doug, what's your thoughts here on Brooklyn?
I was gonna pick Brooklyn, but I think she was gonna come in there like have a little spice into her, like in her game, like Jack said, talk her shit. But you know, that's a good pick. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I first saw her, it looked like Painless's celebrity crush, Naughty Natasha. So, but I didn't really catch a vibe or you know, think any one way of her. So she wasn't really on my radar.
Doug, do you think she's a
Well,
baddie?
I don't know. Whenever I remember like seeing about like her wanting to be the first married mother to win Big Brother, it kind of felt weird to me. It's like, why are you being so specific with married mother if no mother has won before? It just felt like kind of like what? And I also knew that Painless was gonna probably pick her as his top three based on how she looks and how Painless likes his women.
Painless's team, his options are thinning out here. We're gonna
I
force
Ooh,
him
agree
to
ooh,
take.
with
ooh.
that.
You're gonna get some peen on your team, whether you like it or not. Um,
Oh,
well, we'll see if Brooklyn has the mother energy to take it all the way here. One thing I do want to say about Brooklyn, one reason why I was hesitant, is apparently she's connected to Big Brother 15 Aaron. I don't know where this is all stemming from. I only kind of heard the rumors that they're friends. Um, Big Brother 15 is the reason why I stopped watching Big Brother, and Erin was a good part of that. So hopefully she does not bring that kind of energy. That's all. I just want to say that there. But you know what? Painless. Perhaps Jack saved you from that. But let us know who is your second member of your team here.
so I will choose. This is a surprise pick because y'all thinking
A
I'm gonna go
surprise pick.
for Leah, but I'm gonna go with Matt.
Ooh.
Wait,
Yeah,
what? With Matt?
yeah,
Matt? Matt?
Matt.
Tell us why
Yes, Matt.
Matt, a 25-year-old tech sales rep from Roswell, Georgia, is your pick here, Painless.
um, I think he's gonna play the game really sneaky. Like just by how he looks, he's gonna play that one douche that everyone wants to get voted out, but he never gets voted out. So yeah, that's what I did. I picked Matt.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
that was the exact same reason why I never would have picked him. But I feel like we all have that same read on him. He gives me
Yeah,
the
I could just see it. I could just see it
yeah.
by the picture of him. So it's like I know for a fact everyone's gonna be like, I don't like him, but they're not gonna vote him out. He's gonna keep switching alliance.
Well, what did it for me is
So
the fact that he said that he was going to target all the nerds and the fans,
that
and I
is
was
good
I'm like,
because
you
get him
you
out of
are
there.
already saying that you don't want to be seen as a douchey gym bro, and then you're going to immediately go after all of the nerds and the fans.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Mm.
well, I see Matt being our
Yep.
first boot or our person that goes out like midway that we hate all season. Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
We pray for
But
the
that
Painless would pick him because that was the one that I mentioned that I was like, I feel like they might be able to play a good game and like get along with everyone, but then I don't know, by looking at their face, I
But
was
at
like,
the
man,
end, he's gonna change. He's gonna
they're
be
gonna
like,
get a
what?
redemption arc. I don't think so, Painless.
What do you mean? Look, he's gonna play the game great at the beginning, and then once like it getting closer, he's gonna play like his own game. You know,
The Matt game.
the Mac game.
Mm, I don't know. That's a
Okay,
lot
well,
more faith than I would give him.
that's my that's my picks.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Right.
Jack,
I
I know
want
you
Jack.
have some words. I know
Jack.
you
Oh,
have some words, Jack.
I just don't think I have anything to say about this man, other, other than. So Matt is 25 from Georgia, is giving you full on douche, like you said. He's an asshole. I think he talked about like I have different sides to me, and I don't remember who said this exactly, and it could have been Matt. But it said like I've experienced things like I've been the bully and then I've been the bullied, and I was like I can't remember which one of the douchey guys it
Oh,
was
that
that
was
said that.
Tucker. That was
That was
Tucker.
Tucker. Okay, yeah. See, I couldn't even tell because I was like they're both the same kind of sleaze. I was like, ugh, gross. So yeah, I doubt he's like he doesn't seem that smart. He seems kind of dumb. I doubt he's like as techy as like he thinks he is because he works in tech sales, not in tech itself. If that tattoo is a star that you can barely see sticking out there, and be like, yuck, the positioning and bad. He's got kind of this cringy style. His hair is meh. His denim is meh. He's probably gonna be a heartthrob for the girls because he looks so goddamn basic and average. And we're gonna have no idea why they're falling for them, except half y'all are gonna fall for him anyways. I am literally like, this man sucks. This is gonna be the kind of man that like that girl in high school, that says she was like an ally, but she lets him say all the homophobic slurs and stuff. And he's totally a Republican in my eyes. Like, I was like, he doesn't care who he offends. He's gonna be like, I don't care, man. It's what I say goes. And that's the type of person he gives off to me. I think he's gonna try to act like he's a good person. He ain't. You can't convince me of that right now. Like, we'll see, but like, I just got the worst vibes from him out of almost the entire cast.
Well, Doug, I need to hear your thoughts here. We finish this off here. What are your thoughts on that? Are you as optimistic as we are?
Um, I'm not too optimistic. I feel like Mad will probably be in the showmance with probably like Mackenzie, and that's why probably Painless picked him. So he gets his two people are in an alliance, in a love alliance. And the
Uh,
last time he picked Mad, his Mad went for Franny.
Who?
mm, oh, ooh, true. You do like those mats that like to get into relationships, and you also like the mats that fall. Oh no, Jack likes the mats that fall off of things. Never mind. Well, I guess that means Matt won't be falling off of anything here, at least. Sadly, no, just
We
kidding.
don't know that yet.
But I will give Matt the benefit of the doubt at this point. Perhaps maybe he isn't that big douchey guy that we all think he is, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. This is Big Brother. You know what, Doug? Go ahead and finish off our second round of pick'ems. Take the second member of your team and let us judge
I
that.
think I think I might be throwing a bit of a curveball here, and I'm gonna be picking the 17th house guest.
Ooh, I was
Ooh.
waiting for someone to
Whoa.
do it. If it came back to me, I was gonna take it.
I
But
knew you. I knew that.
I was
mhm,
waiting, yeah.
if it came back, I was gonna grab it. But okay, Doug, what are your thoughts here? What are we hoping for here? Are we hoping for a returnee? We hoping for I don't know. What are your thoughts here? Why are we mystering the house or picking a mystery pick?
I'm hoping for some like a Suri type of like player that gets to the end and hopefully doesn't get screwed by some stupid twists.
Yeah, let's hope that if our 17th house guest is Suri again, that she doesn't get screwed by the competitions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this because we haven't really had any rumors. I feel like usually, I mean, even this time there was still people like because Jared was on the cast, so there was thoughts that possibly Suri could be there just because of the connection or whatnot, and like I remember it was kind of here or there, but we didn't really know anything until like I remember seeing her on the screen and being like, "What the fuck?" Like she's actually there, and just hype went through the roof. At that point, I think that was probably the most excited I've ever been. I don't think they could bring back anybody that would get me that excited. Like they had Suri, but um, I mean, I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head, at least from recent seasons, that I would think could be good enough to come back. All the people like Tiffany, I think she's not. I think she's doing her podcast. Taylor, I don't think they would bring back another winner. So I'm confused who they would possibly get to return here. Um, Jack, do you have any thoughts here?
I think it's a bold pick. I think it makes sense. I don't think the 17th person would have stayed very long on the board because going through a whole nother round and getting rid of 4 more people off this board, you are going to have those limits of picks. So I think it made sense for Doug to do that.
Do you have any thoughts on who the 17th house guest might be?
Oh, girl, I have no clue. I could see them doing that whole like AI twist thing that they did with the circle, which I just thought was a disaster. So I hope that doesn't happen. Praying it doesn't happen. Like,
I've been wondering if they're gonna do some like America's Player type twist and then have like some random person enter and then we get to control their votes, which I would
mm,
hate because I still don't like America's Player. It was one of my least favorite twists of all time just because they gave it to a player that was so capable of playing the game and they forced him to make every wrong decision that was not good for his game to help the fan favorites. So I don't think it's a very good twist. I don't think I want to see it back. And I would be a little disappointed if that was what this was. And I'm a little worried considering we haven't really heard of who this possibly could be, that it could be something like this. Or it could just be like somebody random that didn't make the 16 that they just decide to, you know, pull up. So who knows? I guess we'll find out on one of probably by Thursday. So guess we'll figure out who if anybody is on your team there, Doug, making up your second spot. So going into our final round, let's go ahead and recap our teams here. Doug has T-Core and the mystery house guest. Painless has Mackenzie and Matt. Jack has Rubina and Brooklyn. I have Chemo and Tucker. And Callow has Chelsea and Cam. And we still have Angela, Cedric, Joseph, Penny, Leah, Lisa, and Quinn up for grabs here. So two people will not be making our list. They will be part of the trade out team. But Callow, go ahead and take your final spot, final selection of the night for your team. Who will it be?
All right. All right. So I have two that I'm like, I want to choose between. Um, and for different reasons. Uh, one, the one that I'm probably not going to end up picking, I thought initially I would like, and then when I did a second glance, I was like, I don't know, looks kind of obnoxious. So I think I'm gonna go for Leah because I don't
Mm.
usually go for like, oh, cutesy, like, hey, like I don't usually go for that. So I'm gonna go try that and try the painless strat.
All right, so Leah
She
is
wants
our
to always go for
26-year-old
that. Yeah,
VIP cocktail server. Was Miss Leah Batty here, painless? Because you didn't pick her
I
initially.
definitely. I know I didn't pick her, but she's a baddie.
Okay. I mean, I will say Big Brother loves their VIP cocktail servers. And they've been known to do very well in the game. We had Janelle, we had Rachel Riley, another one. I mean, she won. Janelle got third twice. I think there's others, but I can't remember them, which is probably not a good sign, but historically, there's a good history here and we haven't had one in a while that has done well. Maybe I don't know. I can't really remember. But I think Leah's positives here is I mean she is the young pretty girl. People are going to be attracted to that, and they're gonna to some degree I think just want to naturally work with her. She does seem somewhat charismatic, although I'll be honest, she was kind of giving me a little wooden in her casting videos, but a lot of that could just be her first time like talking to cameras and things like that. It's a little weird. You have to get used to it. So it's not something clearly that comes natural to her. But I mean, if I could be honest, she kind of gives me like I know I said this to somebody with Mackenzie, but Leah gives me again Hannah energy from the mole. Like I'm just seems like she should be on a dating show, but she ended up on a strategy game. And, apparently her family thinks she'll be a natural, so I guess we'll see. Even though she's only seen 5 seasons, um, I don't think she's a bad pick out of those who we have left, but I probably would have left her for a little bit. But you never know. You never know. Doug, tell us your thoughts on Miss Leah here.
Um, I actually thought Leah was gonna get taken by Painless. I'm very surprised that Kala would pick her here. I did hear about her being about Big Brother loving their VIP cocktail waitresses. So she is a beautiful woman. So I think she probably will make an alliance, probably with like Mackenzie, Tucker, and Matt. I would imagine that's like the cute people alliance, perhaps. So that'll be interesting to see how far that goes.
Exactly, exactly. I think that's gonna be her biggest strength is the fact that she can probably get along with the younger girls, and there'll definitely be a guy that's interested in her. Jack, what are your thoughts here on Miss Leah? Go and close this out.
I have pretty much the same thoughts. I figure she's going to be around either for a while or she's going to be one of the early outs just because people see her as a threat. Because she is going to be very social. Probably she's going to probably get along well with Mackenzie. She'll probably get along well with Tucker, Matt, maybe Cam, Jakor. I just see like the younger crowd possibly sticking together. In a lot of seasons they do that. Even Cedric might be joining up in that because he's super young too. You said she was kind of wooden. I also said that she was a little too bland for me based on what I saw. You could be right. She could just not be used to talking to the cameras and whatnot. But like one thing I did really like about her was that she said she was going to delay her strategy to like until she understands who her castmates are and sees who's in the house with her. And I thought that was really smart. But she said till then she's going to work on her social like game, and I was like, it's such a generic answer at this point. Like people are just like, well, I'm going to rely on my social game. So it's like you don't know what to make of that. I just didn't feel like she gave me anything to really work with. Um, she's definitely going to be the pretty girl that people love. I hope she doesn't get in a relationship with anyone, but I think she'll definitely try to use her looks and then fall head over heels for one of these guys like Matt or Tucker and be like, "Girl, why bye?" Good pick overall, though. I don't see her as going to be like a guaranteed no to win. Like she could end up all the way there at the end.
I mean, she does seem like one of the people with the biggest kind of she could kind of go anywhere. You're right. She could be one of the first people. She can be the last people. She go in the middle. And she doesn't seem like she has a kind of a guaranteed spot where she'll kind of fall. So, we'll see. She could be a good wild card pick. So, that is Miss Aaliyah Peters. That completes your team there, Callow, of Chelsea, Cam, and Leah. And I think
Woo-hoo.
for my final pick. I see here we have only one woman left standing, so I think y'all think the women are going to do pretty well this season.
We
Um,
have two, right?
oh yeah, see, sorry, there's two. Um, I'll be honest though, I'm kind of surprised a couple of these guys made it a little further, but I also know how we think here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just have another Sausage Fest team because that's what I do on my end here. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of the players. There's two people I'm thinking between right now that I think I'm very shocked again that it kind of lasted this long, but I think there's one that I get why they lasted this long. I'm gonna take the other one here. I'm gonna take Joseph Rodriguez, the 30-year-old video store clerk from Tampa, Florida, as my final pick on my team. Of the two super fans, he gives me the one that probably has the most energy to not look like a super fan. Even though that cast photo, oof, oof. I don't know if it's the angle. I don't know if it's the
His
mustache. There's something about
mustache.
this. It's
The
something about it.
mustache.
It's just kind of cringe, but you know what? I don't know. I have a good feeling about Joseph. He seems like a really fun guy. He seems like he knows the game, and he seems like he'd be able to fit in with these people. I do think that I mean, he plays poker and he says that he doesn't want to play a scared game. So I think that is two things that I look forward in people that want to play their own game and are, game savvy. And I think those are things that he has here. So I'd say between the other super fan that is left here, he could probably go a little bit more under the radar. So I'm kind of surprised that he lasted here this long, but I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop Joseph up here and be done with it. Does anybody have any thoughts on Joseph? Because I know y'all do.
That was who I was talking about, that I was debating between Leah and Joseph. But yeah.
I don't know. That mustache is bothering me.
I get it. The mustache is a choice here. Do you think I got a good choice here?
Um, I think you do. I think being
I
a
think
video store manager in the year of 2024 is kind of insane. I don't know. That I wonder if that is actually a real job, or is he lying?
Apparently, it says I think there's a website for his video store. I think it's like one of those like vintage like GameStop type stores that have like
Okay.
novelty hobby stops and stuff. So like, I don't think he just sells videos. He probably also sells like video games and stuff too.
Okay. When
I've
hearing
seen
like
those.
video game, the video store, I thought of, like Blockbuster.
No, not Blockbuster. I'm surprised you even know what Blockbuster is, Doug.
Oh, I used to go there all the time. It was amazing.
Well, Jack, I know you have some words here. Go ahead and tell your thoughts about Miss Joseph.
Okay, girl. Let me just say this. When he said video store, I said, okay, girl, I get it. She works at the porn shop, she works at the adult sex store. Like, that was what it gave me because I was like 30 years old, video store employee in Florida with that handlebar mustache. I said, girl, got the leather and whips and chains and everything else in there. I was not like, I was like, I love her personality though. She loves reality TV. She's quiet, not gonna tell people they're a fan, but I was like, girl, you're all fans. Like anyone who says on the show, like, oh, I'm not a fan of the show, but I'm here, like almost everyone here is going to be a fan. So it's almost to me, I'm like, unless someone proves that they're like a super fan, they're like, did you know that this was the shoe that this person in season 12 wore for the 14th challenge of the season? I'd be like, girl, goodbye. Like yeah, so I feel like he's seen some shit because he seems really chill and laid back. Um, he probably got some skeletons in his closet. But he seems like he might be cool. I don't know that I see him winning in any way, shape, or form. My issue is I just think he's gonna stand out a little too much from some of the people in the house. And I don't know how they're gonna interact with him. Everyone likes to play that little like nicey nice, like everyone gets along thing at first, but like if especially if you're one of the outcasts, I feel like it becomes very apparent very soon that like there's going to be a clique, and everyone who's not in that clique, some people are going to feel it, some people aren't going to feel it, and then that clique's going to kind of start to take over until people start to wise up and be like, okay, we need to do this, or there's some like turmoil within the clique, because like those day one, day two alliances rarely stay forever. So I kind of see Joseph being someone who's like either collateral damage, like maybe a pawn who goes home, someone who goes home like right before jury or like early on in the jury choices. Like I I don't see him as being a winner, but I can't say he's a terrible pick either because well, first of all, the people we're working with on this cast, there's quite a few I don't like, and Joseph is like I feel like Joseph could at least I could have a conversation with him and not want to like pull off my ears. So
Yeah, I feel like I have a good late game choice here with Joseph. I'll take it. So my team is officially locked in. I got Chemo, Tucker, and Joseph, and I'm feeling pretty good here. Jack, go ahead and take your final member of your team here.
okay, so at first, and I still got the same feeling about this person, but like I said some things about this person that I still feel and are kind of like not the nicest way. Um, but I wouldn't say that they're the winner pick necessarily, but I don't think they're necessarily going to just lose immediately in this game. I feel like the options are also very limited at this point. When I'm looking around, I'm trying to find anyone that will not make me like cringe just looking at their face picture, and very few options here. Very few options. We've got a lot of people I could say a lot of mean things about, but I'm gonna go ahead and lock in my femme fatale girl power with Lisa.
Okay. Why are we taking Miss Lisa, the 33-year-old celebrity chef from Los Angeles, who, by the way, is Paris Hilton's private chef, y'all. That's kind of crazy.
That right there, that is the reason why. 100%. I love me Paris Hilton. She has a picture of Paris Hilton. She works with Paris Hilton. I love Paris Hilton. There it is. That's 100% the reason. She's at this very critical age where she could get along with younger people. She could get along with the older crowd. But the fact that she like has connections to Paris Hilton, I think people are gonna be like, "Oh wow, that's cool." The fact that she can cook, that's cool. Like, sorry, Matt, Tucker, whoever you were, who thought about cooking. Like, Lisa's gonna actually cook. I don't, and that hasn't always worked well in the past, but I'm hoping for her. Now her look is a bit of a mess. She does look like she's definitely done some drugs. She has that pink streak in her hair, like the old Nikki wig or the Kelly Rowland hair, where it's like that little bit of red streak. Every girl has that phase in their life, so like I get it. We've all been there. Don't act like you haven't been. In that Nelly
She
video
looks
texting
like
someone on
she
your
does
ex.
some
So
drugs.
I'm just saying it. I'm not saying she does drugs, but she's done drugs. Like, it's very Carolyn, like crazy vibes kind of thing.
Okay, I get it.
Um,
I get you.
she talked about like this dynamic game that she might play, but she just kept bringing up that word dynamic, and I was like, "What does that mean, girl? What does that mean?" And I just felt like she was also that kooky craziness, and I was like, you know what? Carolyn ended up being like a huge fan favorite and like had a good chance at winning, I think, in a lot of people's minds. So like maybe Lisa will have a similar path. Um, Also, the two butterfly clips in her hair. Look, I love pink and butterflies too, but girl, it was a mess. But you know what? There aren't that many girls, that many pretty girls, or not pretty girls. There aren't that many well-dressed girls up in here because, like, first of all, most of the men's outfits blah, suck, boring, no personality. And secondly, like, she got strawberries on her pink, uh, not flannel, but like checkered shirt that looks like a picnic dress. So I was like, yeah, that's like a little sus, but at least like everything's pink, 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 and like I can get down with a girl who loves pink. Like, me too, girl. There's a whole song from the color pink, like Janelle Monáe. So pink, like, yes, let's go.
Okay. Well, does anybody else believe in the pink power of Lisa here?
I just like that she can cook and she's a celebrity chef. Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, you don't be. I mean, you can't be Paris Hilton's celebrity chef without, like having a little charisma. I feel like that was probably the one upside. So, um,
Hmm.
she could possibly surprise us. You never know. I guess. Um, well, Painless. The time has come.
Yeah.
Um, you have one female choice left here. Who will be your
Okay.
final choice though for your team?
My locked in vote is gonna be Zurich. Oh, how you say it? CEO, right?
Oh, Cedric.
That's
Cedric.
right.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 21-year-old Marine. Oh, sorry, former Marine, which I still don't get how you'd be a
Former.
former Marine at 21. From Boise, Idaho. Why'd you go with Cedric here?
I think like you see the people I picked, they're all young. So like he's gonna be
Ah.
young too. So they're all gonna form alliance. And he's a Marine, so I think he's gonna be really good with challenges of this physical. So yeah, I picked him. I don't want to pick Lisa. I don't know. Uh, she gives me like a Karen vibe, so I don't want to get Kenny to either. Kennedy. That no, definitely no. So
So what you're saying
Cedric,
is you
yeah,
ageist. You're just not picking the old people. You're picking young. You want your team to be
No.
And what
youthful. You
about
want your team
Quinn?
to
How
be
dare
young
you?
and
Yeah.
I mean,
cute.
Quinn
Quinn
looks
is a
old,
nerd.
so.
My man's gonna target her.
I was like, oh my god, when Painless was taking a long time, I was like, oh my god, Painless, please surprise us and go opposite. But no, you.
I mean, it works for him so far. At this point, Mackenzie, Matt, or Cedric apparently is winning this game, and I feel like I'm not gonna like Cedric. I feel like he's gonna. I feel like there's one person that comes in every season that's like, we need to play loyal, and I feel like he's gonna be that guy. He's gonna make an alliance with a bunch of bros, and he's gonna try to make it stick the whole entire time. And I'm just I don't think I'm gonna like Cedric. I don't. Um, he's I think everything with someone that comes in just wanting to win competitions for the most part is everything that's wrong with Big Brother, and I don't want to support that. I'm sorry. Does anybody else have thoughts on Cedric here? Think we made Painless made a good choice?
Girl, no. Bye. Like, how you gonna be a former Marine at 21? Like, what happened? Give me the backstory. Says I'm sure she's waiting for the cameras and the glitz and the glamour for that, for her however long weeks she's gonna be in there. Um, Lives in Idaho, but originally from Cali. That was strange to me. I wondered what she was about that she wanted to move to Idaho, because I feel like we can all kind of agree, like, no hate to any Idahoans out there, but like, what makes a person move to Idaho? And so I'm interested in that backstory. But kind of boring. Looks like they think they're cool. Doesn't really give me genuine vibes, but tries to portray that genuine character, like you said about the whole loyalty thing. But it seems like he's gonna try too hard to be cool and be a good person or whatever. And I won't believe the whole good person thing. I don't see it. And maybe he's a former Marine because his hairstyle's bad. I don't know. Like, I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, maybe he just got kicked out because of that. I was like, maybe they were like, you know what? The Marines have a standard here, and I need your hair to be not that. Like, I was like, look, do a different hair, do what you want, whatever. But know at the end of the day that I will be judging you, just like everyone else is judging. He wasn't for me. He was near the bottom
I
of the
couldn't
heap,
tell.
and I give him a 10 out of 10 rating. All that shit talking.
Doug, do you have any final thoughts on a Cedric here? Think he'll be a good
Uh,
choice?
I don't think so. Like, how are you out of, like what Jack said? How are you out of the Marines at 21 years old? That feels too young to be a former Marine. Like, there's gotta be something behind that that happened,
He got kicked out.
or
He's a
maybe that could be
baddie.
perfect.
He's a baddie. Got himself kicked out. Just imagine. Alrighty. Well, your team is now officially locked in there with
Yeah.
Mackenzie, Matt, and Cedric. Doug,
Let's go.
I will give you the final choice of the night here. Go ahead and lock in your final pick here as our final three house guests that have not been chosen. Angela, the 50-year-old real estate agent from Syracuse, Utah. Kenny, the 52-year-old former undercover cop from Boston, Massachusetts. Or Quinn, the 25-year-old nurse recruiter from Omaha, Nebraska.
As this has been a tough choice for me. I'm going in between two different people. I think I'm gonna choose. Oh God, God, this is so
Dun, dun,
hard.
dun.
Well, I'm
I'm
not gonna be
leaving you,
picking
Doug.
Angela. It's between Quinn and Kenny right now.
Okay, then let's talk about Angela then. Let's talk about Angela here first. Why aren't you picking Angela here, Doug?
Um, I just feel like I like Quinn and Kenny better than her. I feel like they have the potential to do better.
I feel that. When I saw Angela in the cast, I was very excited that they're casting older. I mean, she's 50. I think that's cool. She does seem very genuinely happy to be there, but I don't know if she's gonna do well in this game just because she doesn't seem like the type that she's gonna do well in comps. She doesn't give me like Felicia energy from last season. Like Felicia was everything. Felicia, oh my god, fucking Bowie Jane gave me life. But I don't see Angela having that Felicia upside. Just don't, and she doesn't seem very it's charismatic at the end of the day here. So I could see her easily going one of the first few weeks just being someone that she just doesn't connect with anybody. Um, it, I have to ask Painless. Was Angela not a baddie? I need to know. I need to know.
Really? You gotta ask me that?
I have to know. Why is Angela not a baddie?
She will never be a baddie. Look at her.
Wow.
Renegade.
So
Wow.
Wow.
How
Wow. You know what? I'm totally giving Angela's audition tape to the next season of Baddie's Retirement Home. Yeah. Well, Doug, that leaves then just two people. Either you will take Kenny or Quinn. Go ahead and let us know who will be your final pick on your team.
I feel like I know I'm gonna be judged by Jack by whoever I pick.
There's no way out of it. There's no way out of it.
So,
Go with your gut.
but I'm gonna go with Kenny.
You know Jack stays judging.
I feel that
I know.
energy. I feel that energy.
Jack's
Why'd you pick Kenny
gonna.
You
here?
can pick whatever. He's still gonna
Um,
judge it.
I'm thinking about like what happened with the mole, with who the mole was, and how what Kenny does. I feel like I just can't not think maybe he could do good, even though I don't want to like him.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. I was holding out the day to come back and be one of the oldest winners they've had in a hot minute. But I don't know why. I get a feeling that Kenny actually is gonna do really well here. I didn't pick him just because I don't really like him that much, but I see him doing well with this group of people. Um, I could see him easily kind of fitting in with some of the dudes and playing the bro game. I could also see him maybe playing like the grandpa figure to some of the guy or some of the women in the house. I don't know. I could see him doing possibly a lot better. You know what I mean? The father figure, whatever. You know, he's basically grandpa. To some of these people. Um, I don't know. There's just I have a vibe that Kenny will probably be here for a long time, and I kind of wanted to pick him. I was teetering between him and Joseph, but I think I just like Joseph better, so that's where my head went. um, Jack, go ahead and judge Doug here.
Well, I don't think there's much to say. I mean, he's 52, he's from Boston, he's like a retired undercover cop. I guess my only question is,
He's
Kenny,
definitely a
where were
Trump
you on
supporter.
January 6th?
Ooh.
Oop.
Kenny, where were you on January 6th, sweetie?
Mm,
Um, you
Gotta
know,
wait
he
till
better come up
October
with
13th to
good,
find out.
maybe. He better come up with a good backstory because, like, he could maybe like pass off as like a blue collar type of job, like maybe construction management or something. But he's not going to avoid those police allegations for a while. Like, I think people are going to be on to him being a police officer. He talks like a police officer. He seems like he acts like a police officer. Um, Let me just say, I just said it earlier, but I'll say it in easier terms people understand. He gives off Trump supporter energy. He's going to be acting like he's cool, but not able to hide his identity. He's definitely not cool. Um, I just don't think he'll ever be able to hide that identity unless the people in the house are dumb, which we've seen that before. I think, Doug, it was a good reasoning as to why you chose him and thought maybe because of the previous mole that someone who was an undercover cop could do well in this type of situation. The only difference in the mole is that, you know, it's not a popularity contest. People get sent home in Big Brother for that reason. They don't in Mole. In the mole always gets to stay regardless of what they do. So I don't know. For me, it just wasn't giving. And plus, in his interviews, when he's talking about his strategy, I said I put down strategy, non-existent. Period. Because this man's strategy is just gonna be like, I'm a white man and I'm here. And I'll be like, damn, you got them all tied up, ladies. All of y'all be
Mm.
listening to that, right? So that was my whole thing. I was like, no, I don't. That was like the only person I wouldn't pick no matter what. Like you could have said, Jack, you got 2 picks, or you can also have Kenny on your team. And I'd be like, I'll take the 2 picks. Like I don't need Kenny. Give it to someone else.
Well, glad you didn't get stuck with Kenny on your team here. Callow, Painless, any thoughts on Kenny here?
I kind of had the same thinking about him as Doug, as far as, because we're just coming off watching The Mole. But also similarly with Jack, I don't think that the same type of skills would translate in the game of Big Brother. So that's why I stayed away.
Feel that. Feel that. Well, let's go ahead and talk about our last player that none of us picked, who I kind of actually I think might be a dark horse to possibly win this game. I don't think so necessarily initially. But we have Quinn, our 25-year-old nurse recruiter from Omaha, Nebraska. And I will say, Quinn is definitely super fan the house down. Like, this guy is literally just giving that energy. I feel like he's probably likely to be a huge target because of that. And I do think, though, that he might have at least somewhat of the strategic understanding to know how to get out of it. He seems to be someone that knows strategy games. He has his own kind of, you know, uh, qualifications for each kind of player that he has here. So he kind of qualifies each player as some type in his head, and he's able to kind of work through it that way. So I think methodically, Quinn has a lot of the intelligence, a lot of the game savviness to really do well here. I'm just worried if he's gonna have any sort of possibility of fitting in with these people whatsoever, just based off of this look. Because this look is just if Nina West was in the Big Brother house. That's all I will say
Oh,
here.
that's
Um,
disrespectful, but so true.
that's what it's giving here. But we all reserve the right to be wrong. Quinn and Angela will be remaining over in our leftover pool, so it's possible one of us may just decide that Angela or Quinn are just too good to be true here, and after we actually get to see them in motion, change our mind. Does anybody have any thoughts? I want to hear everyone's thoughts on why we didn't pick Quinn. Doug, I want to hear you first.
I thought, well, first one of the reasons why I was thinking about picking Quinn was because this would I would be hoping that Quinn would go by Q, so then we would have another person on a show named Q.
The magic letter. Q literally is the magic letter of this year.
Yeah, that was pretty much my reason of maybe picking Quinn.
Justified. Justified. Callow, why didn't you pick Quinn?
I kind of wanted to. I wanted to do like one of those underdog type of picks, but the people that I picked were just so far higher than my want to do an underdog pick.
And Jack, go ahead and finish this off here with why Quinn possibly could have remained. Just no one wanted him here. How could that possibly
Okay,
have happened?
so Quinn, when I first just had the picture in front of me, I made sure to just use they them because I really wasn't sure. But he's 25 and she looks older than Angela. Definitely not my vibe of a person at all. The choice of the glasses is a definite no for me. Like, come on, girl, you're just like making that to like look different or whatever. It's not working. Nebraska nurse recruiter. I was like, thank God not a nurse because that would scare me if I woke up in the waiting room or the patient's room and I was opened up my eyes and saw that. I'd be like, oh God, have a heart attack. You have to put me back in surgery. Um, I I don't know. Like they're definitely a business sectory person. I didn't like them. They weren't giving me the ish. Like I wasn't feeling it. Um, I mean, I think he's kind of messy. I was like, who is trusting this Dusty MF? Like, it's not for me. Let's go, And can I just circle back to Angela real quick because I didn't say anything about her because I thought we were gonna have more time about that. But I'm just worried about her. The reason I didn't want her is like from Cali to Utah. What is with people moving out of California and going to these other random states?
Do you know how
Um,
expensive it is here?
get that, but your ass is still there, so pipe up. Right. So, Utah
Wow.
though, worried
Wow.
about the
That
whole
West
Mormon
Coast
Wow.
thing.
slander.
Okay, whatever. I'm worried about her being a real estate agent. I wouldn't trust her as my real estate agent because like, give her like a glass of wine, she might say a slur or two. I don't know. She's giving me that kind of vibe. She's giving me very Karen-esque vibes. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about the possible Mormon thing because it's Utah. Her smile is just giving me something I can't trust in there. She said she's gonna be whoever, like who she is. She's not holding back, and if she is, great for her. She'll probably be annoying, and I'm gonna guess that she's probably gonna get into a verbal fight with at least one person. I just know it's gonna happen if she's actually gonna play that way that she said she was. Kind of hoping to see it, so hoping you stay that way, girl.
Well, honestly, now that we've done our draft here, I'm actually very, very excited for the season because these draft teams are messy as fuck. And I'm kind of loving it here. So we'll just do a brief recap here. Again, we have Doug's team starting out with our first round draft pick, T-Core. He's also taking the 17th mystery house guest, as well as Kenny. We have Painless's team with Mackenzie, apparently our winner pick, our baddie of the baddies. Matt and Cedric. This is the most penis I've ever seen on one of Painless's teams. This is amazing. We love this. We love your growth here, your growth arc here, Painless. Um, Jack has Rubina, Brooklyn, and Lisa, the girl squad. So we love that. We love his team. Best of luck here. I have the Peen Squad of Chemo, Tucker, and Joseph. And we have Callow making up our final team here with Chelsea, Cam, and Leah. Now, remember, after our premiere episode, we do have the ability to possibly switch out one of our picks for Angela or Quinn. So, if we just so happen to want to, we'll probably be back sometime after the premiere episode to discuss that, let you know what's going on with our draft, and we'll do some updates from there. But we're very excited to get the season started. It's the final cast. Hopefully, they give us a good show here. That's all we could ask for. So, um, anybody have any final thoughts as we get into tomorrow's premiere episode?
Um,
Mc-
no, other than like I want to see who the 17th guest is. Like I just want to know who that is. I want to know if Doug made a good choice. I want to know if I made a bad choice not picking. Well, I mean, I'm not upset about my choices, so never mind. I wonder if someone else made a bad choice. Like,
Yes, Brooklyn will let you down. We get it. We already know
it's
Brooklyn is going to go
okay.
crazy.
I'm used to being let down by my picks before in these drafts.
Doug, any final thoughts here on your team as we head into tomorrow's premiere?
I'm liking my team, but I think Painless messed up taking Mackenzie over Leah. I felt hoping Mackenzie goes home first.
Ooh,
The
ooh.
gauntlet's thrown down here.
Whoa.
Callow, what are your thoughts here, knowing that
No.
Leah is apparently blessed? What were your thoughts?
Apparently. But I still have FOMO from not getting Rubina. But I am excited to have some representation of a Phil M on a show. So I'm going to be super invested in seeing her story and how she does this season.
Painless, as our winner here, I'm gonna give
Doug
you the
is
final
wrong.
word.
As I said, Mackenzie was the number one beauty in there, and then it was Leah and then Brooklyn. Okay, okay,
Sure.
get that like back straight.
War of the Baddies is officially on, y'all. It's Big Brother 26 War of the Baddies. It's official. We've crowned it here, y'all. We'll find out which of these baddies will be officially the baddest of the Big Brother house. I'm so excited. The gauntlet is on, y'all. I can't wait to see Chemo start throwing, like, it's on site with Tucker because of some like posts from Twitter. Can't wait for Rubina to rip off Brooklyn's wig. It's on. It's on, y'all. It's on.
Matt
Okay, y'all.
against all the nerds on Quinn and everyone, Joseph.
Mackenzie versus Leah in Brooklyn.
Oh, that
Ooh.
would be the best. Do it. And
Uh,
I'm sure Painless would love that fight.
I will
Producers,
watch.
cover her titties. Her titties are out. Cover her titties. Sorry, I'm going too far. I'm getting too crazy.
Really?
That's for
Wow.
the Baddies East podcast, not for the Big Brother one. I mean, we're close enough. Might as well be the same show. Close enough. Well, y'all, if you managed to make it through this whole hour and a half podcast, y'all, this was a good one here. We had fun. It was a fun cast. Fun
Yeah, it
judging
was.
people that we've only had a chance to just look at photos
I
of.
have zero clue. I just look at the pictures.
That's what we do. We're looking at pictures and we're judging. So chances are these people are going to be a lot better than what we expect them to be. So hopefully, I'll just say this, we're taking these with a lot of fun and a grain of salt, and no one watches these later maybe and gets their feelings hurt off of anything that Jack may have told them. Anyway.
Excuse me. Okay, you're right. You're right.
I don't blame Jack.
I'll take the blame.
Blame Painless for calling people ugly.
Wow.
No, he didn't
What?
call them ugly. He just said they weren't
I did.
baddies. Angela just ain't
Yeah,
the
Same
baddie.
thing,
Angela
basically.
definitely was not gonna make it.
Wow. Maybe in her
Angela's cute.
prime, you never know.
Losing control, y'all.
We need to see her in her prime.
Yeah. Well, I want to know here, y'all. Who, if you're out there listening, whose draft team do you possibly think is going to have the winner, or do you think neither of us or any of us have the winner? Because we've done this before. We've not
I
drafted the
got the
winner before.
winner.
Wow.
Guess we'll see. Press 2 for Team Painless. And y'all, we'll be back all season long for all of this craziness. Hopefully, again, the season is just as ridiculous and stupid as this podcast, because it'll be a lot of fun, y'all. So, on behalf of everybody here on the podcast, I'm Renegayde, y'all, and we'll be seeing y'all very soon. Y'all stay safe and take care. And as always, keep spilling that motherfucking tea, y'all. Till next time, bye.
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 Bye.